Hey everyone, I'm Paige Laurie, and I've decided to present my final report on a nonprofit organization that I was able to work with this past spring. To give it a little background, Wesley Woods Foundation is an Atlanta-based organization that provides assistance for seniors in the North Georgia area to be able to live at one of their 9 senior living communities without financial worry. Their partnership with Emory University allows them to be a leader in Alzheimer's research, education, and awareness. For the remainder of this presentation, I will be acting as a social media consultant, providing information for the development coordinator and executive director. Wesley Woods is a small organization operating with 5 employees or less. Therefore, the executive director often drops in on these meetings. We'll start out with our agenda. We're going to start with an overview before looking more closely into Facebook and Twitter analyses and insights, ending with recommendations and key takeaways from this data. All right, let's get started. This report is intended for the development coordinator, also known as the communications manager for Wesley Woods. The executive director will also step in the end for the key takeaways. We will be focusing on Facebook and Twitter from January to June of this year, taking a closer look at each month's worth of data and discovering potential opportunities or areas of improvement. I'd like to add a note that from February 14th until March 14th, I created and posted Wesley Woods Facebook and Twitter content on behalf of the organization for a previous school project. Social media management and content posting resumed as normal with the development coordinator after March 14th. This is important to mention because this project required a certain amount of content to be posted each week. Therefore, you will notice a spike in frequency as a result during this time. Later, we will discuss the appropriate amount of content for Wesley Woods. Let's review the foundation goals that were set at the beginning of this year. The first goal is to raise awareness of the foundation. We agreed that raising awareness on social media would mean increasing fan growth by 5% each month and creating shareable content with an average engagement rate of 5%, further promoting Wesley Woods and its mission to our extended audiences. The second goal is to serve as a leader in senior living and health for North Georgia. To do this, we wanted to begin posting health-related content on both platforms, better utilizing multiple platforms. Now let's see how we measured up. We saw 65 new likes and 8 unlikes from January to June for a total growth of 57 fans total. This is a 33% increase with about a 5.5% increase per month in fan growth, surpassing our initial goal of 5%. We can see that February, April, and May were the 3 months with the highest in fan growth. This is likely due to large events that occurred during these months. The 50th anniversary of Wesley Woods, for instance, took place in February, the Heroes, Saints, and Legends evening in April, and the Mother's Day Giving campaign in May. In looking at the fan demographics, we can see a female-dominant audience who are mainly middle-aged. We know that middle-aged fans are likely experiencing the aging of a parent or parent-in-law and are looking for options in their community. These demographic insights further solidify the idea that our content should reflect the interests and concerns of this age group and their parents. Females generally play a more caregiving role in their parents' lives. The Family Caregiver Alliance survey found that even when men help, women spend as much as 50% more time providing care for their elderly parents. We notice a similar trend among new Twitter followers as well. Again, this is likely due to the major events that occurred during February and April. However, May only has 3 likes, whereas June has a major increase. We know that the annual North Georgia United Methodist Conference took place during June, which resulted in more posts than normal. It should also be noted, though, that the Wesley Woods Twitter account was not being utilized until February and had been unused for 2 years prior to that. This explains why many of the charts we'll see in this report show no activity for January. Therefore, the growth potential is very high. January started with 18 followers, and now Wesley Woods' Twitter account has 104 followers. This is a major growth. Contradictory to Facebook, the population of followers on Twitter is mainly male-dominated, with high interest in current events, business news, and politics. Knowing this, we can cater to this demographic with health-related content that explains the latest advances in Alzheimer's and memory-boosting techniques. In looking at impressions for Facebook, or the number of times a specific post was seen by a set of eyes, even if the same set of eyes, we can see that visibility for June is much lower than other months. This is largely due to the decreased number of posts created during the month, along with the fact that there were no shares of posted content. However, the average impressions per post remain relatively similar. Let's take a closer look at two posts with the highest number of impressions. The top two posts over the last 6 months were the Meet Melba post and the Mother's Day post, which both include important similarities. They are inspirational or touching and include clear images. Posting images, as Social Media Examiner states, is the best way to get more attention from your fans because images are easier to consume than text. Unlike Facebook, there were more tweets in June and April than any other month. Again, this is largely due to the events that occurred during these months, as they were both tweeted about multiple times. February shows us in both charts that posts were not highly seen. This is largely due to the revitalization of the Wesley Woods Twitter account, which did not occur until mid-February. Therefore, there were not many followers to see the first few posts created at this time. This also explains the high amount of visibility for the month of June, a month that included quite a few posts and after 4 months of fan growth had occurred. The top two posts during these last 6 months, both, not surprisingly, have to do with the events that occurred in April and June. The quote that was live tweeted during a speech made by Atlanta Community Food Bank founder Bill Bowling, who was being honored during the Heroes, Saints, and Legends evening, was retweeted 3 times, making it one of the most visible posts to date. The quote was not only inspirational, but it was also spoken by an affluent Atlantan with an established following already. In looking at Facebook engagement for Wesley Woods, we can see that likes remain one of the most common forms of engagement among fans. The month of February contains almost 80 likes, largely due to a 50th anniversary celebration photo album uploaded to the Facebook page. With almost 40 photos posted, the album received the majority of the month's likes, shares, and comments. This photo album explains why there were so many photos posted in February as well. The month of May also contained various posts with photos, as well as a cover photo change. Knowing that photos remain one of the most effective ways to reach an audience on Facebook, we can see this transfer into the number of likes, shares, and comments for the corresponding months. Truett Cathy, honored at 2012's Heroes, Saints, and Legends, made an inspirational statement in his honoree interview that was spotlighted in February. This helped create excitement for the upcoming Heroes, Saints, and Legends evening for 2015. Like Bill Bowling, Truett Cathy is not only a well-known Georgian as the founder of Chick-fil-A, but he is also an advocate of Wesley Woods' mission and foundation. This video post gained the highest amount of engagement on Facebook from January to June due to his status, his words, and the fact that it contained a visual message rather than just words. For Twitter, April and June saw more engagement than other months due to the number of tweets posted and the number of people who interacted with those tweets. We should keep in mind that 2 events took place during these months that were both tweeted heavily about. If more of Wesley Woods' events are tweeted about at this frequency, we should expect to see higher engagement rates during these times as well. Now let's look at the top 3 tweets for engagement. Again, we see the Bill Bowling quote from Heroes, Saints, and Legends. 3 retweets on this tweet allowed it to be seen by a much larger audience, creating more opportunities for awareness of Wesley Woods, potential followers, and other forms of engagement. We also see 2 photo tweets from April Heroes, Saints, and Legends evening and the June North Georgia United Methodist Conference. These 2 both received high engagement numbers due to users expanding the details of this tweet, further solidifying the fact that photos engage users at a much higher rate than statuses and links. What is interesting about these 2 photos, however, is that they do not focus on a specific person or group of people, but more of a space. We see the ballroom of Heroes, Saints, and Legends as people file in to take their seats, and then we see the setup for a philanthropy class at one of the Wesley Woods communities. The number of posts on Facebook totaled 97 for January through June. We can see a little inconsistency with the scheduling of posts when there are a week to 3 or 4 weeks of time with no content posted, along with weeks where content is posted almost daily. To better understand the type of content posted on both Facebook and Twitter, posts were further categorized into different subjects. To better understand these categories, we'll briefly talk about what each means. Awareness is mainly senior living and aging in general. Community events involve past, present, and future events that have occurred at Wesley Woods. Conference is the annual North Georgia United Methodist Conference in June, and fundraiser posts typically describe heroes, saints, and legends content, or just fundraising and giving in general. Health is Alzheimer's and brain boosting tips. Holiday is mainly Mother's Day, but also Valentine's Day, Father's Day, Easter, etc. For Facebook, we also have an NA category, which mainly includes photos from a 50th anniversary album uploaded in February and 2 posts that were made in error. The data counted each individual picture as 1 post, so to get a more accurate view of the true number of categories, I counted the photo album as 1 in the community events category and put the remainder posts in the NA category. Additionally, there were a few posts where a page administrator mistakenly posted a status instead of commenting on an existing status. Long story short, when an administrator sees, mainly on a mobile device, that a post was created by Wesley Woods and they want to like, comment, or share the status through their personal page, they default to the Wesley Woods account, in turn making it look as if Wesley Woods is liking, commenting, and sharing its own content. We'll circle back to a resolution on this after the meeting when we can include all of the Facebook page administrators for Wesley Woods. Aside from the NA category, we can see that the fundraiser and awareness posts were most frequent, followed by community events. Additionally, unlike Twitter, conference posts were not frequent on Facebook. On Twitter, there were 59 total tweets from January to July. We notice a trend of about 1 post every other day from February until March, when the account seems to have been abandoned for a few weeks. Then a large spike occurs on April 16th when Wesley Woods' annual Heroes, Saints, and Legends event was live tweeted, with 10 total tweets being posted about that event. Another small spike occurs later in June during the annual North Georgia United Methodist Conference. In looking at the category of posts for Twitter, we can see that the fundraiser tweets were by far the most frequent over these few months. As mentioned before, this is when the live tweeting event took place during Heroes, Saints, and Legends. Aside from fundraiser tweets, we can see a generally even number of the various categories for content, creating an interesting, varied set of content for active Twitter followers. The following are recommendations based off of the data that we've seen so far. For content, let's focus on creating content in advance, 1 month at a time. Wesley Woods already has an account with Hootsuite, which will make scheduling this content much easier. You can get set up with a Hootsuite nonprofit coach, and I can help you navigate as well. No matter the age, audiences enjoy hearing that it's National Fill-in-the-Blank Day. This could incorporate very well into your goal for promoting the foundation. Spread the word to your communities and have them submit pictures of the residents partaking in National Ice Cream Day, for instance. Additionally, as we have seen with Mother's Day, Father's Day, Grandparents' Day, etc., holidays act as a gentle inspiration or reminder to give back, and Wesley Woods has the opportunity to be front and center in their social media news feeds reminding them. We saw that health content on Twitter received some great engagement from fans, so let's transfer some of this content over to Facebook. Remember, Facebook shows a preview of a link, so this could be an added bonus to engage the fan by using a visual preview of an article that could truly benefit them or their loved one. We can also see that Facebook's demographic is largely middle-aged and female, a prime audience for aging and health articles, further supporting the statement that Wesley Woods is the leader in senior living. Like I mentioned before, visuals are extremely important in maintaining an engaged audience. Images draw the eye, so ensure your content is drawing eyes to you. Although many of the communities manage their own Facebook pages, everyone is still representing Wesley Woods and can share with each other. For instance, if Brandon Towers posts a video of residents at their annual senior prom, this can be shared by the foundation as well. It promotes community activities and awareness of Wesley Woods residents. Guest posts and resident spotlight bring a personal story to an already personal organization. Stories like Miss Reese and Melba Carter show humanity, kindness, and truth, which speaks volumes over statistics and facts in many cases. There are so many residents with interesting life stories waiting to be shared, or caregivers who would want to assist by creating a guest post of tips and truths of caregiving. And last, keep in mind that shareable content gains the most awareness. Strive for shares and retweets in order to reach not only your existing audience, but an extended audience through their active engagement with you. Which brings us to our key takeaways from this data. Wesley Woods is community-oriented, made up of hundreds of local residents with their own spin on history in Atlanta and the North Georgia communities. With this, the resources are unlimited. The potential for gaining new followers is great because of the number of events and networking opportunities Wesley Woods already attends each month. Sharing experiences while at these events allow others in the community to learn more about Wesley Woods and its mission, creating local supporters and advocates. As we have seen with the Heroes, Saints, and Legends event and the North Georgia Annual Conference, these are very successful with engaging fans. Wesley Woods' partnership with Emory allows for a unique relationship as a reputable source of knowledge for the advances of aging and Alzheimer's. Continue to use this relationship to educate the community on the health of the aging. Then there's our strongest tool of all, which Wesley Woods uses very well and should continue. The inspiration and story behind every resident, caregiver, Heroes, Saints, and Legends honoree, and board member. They each hold Wesley Woods near and dear to them in very different but important ways. Telling their story not only promotes awareness of the mission, but also demonstrates the quality of care and giving that an audience will remember. Thank you for listening to this presentation and have a great day.